little bit of a chit-chat on what is the last show before my birthday. Yes, this is your last chance to get the young me. Next, I move into low middle ages. That's a new expression I've invented. Low middle ages, because I'm not keen on the word middle age. So if you don't mind, it's now low middle age. Are you happy with that? Well, I am, dear. Low middle ages. Next Tuesday, on the 5th of February, I shall be 45. I can't believe it. 45. But good news, because on Friday, someone was asking me my age, and I said 45. I never lie. No, I don't. I know you think I do. I don't lie about my age. So I told them 44, I'm going to be 45 next week. And no. You know how they look with that shocked look on their face? They go, no. Oh, I've just got to do something. I've just realised I'm a little bit wonky, aren't I, on the video thing. Sorry. What have I... you won't... I mean, we're all technical here, right? To make the camera less wonky, a couple of CDs underneath it. That'll sort that out. Just a minute now. Sorry about that. Is this how the BBC operate? Bits, I bet it is and all. Bits of sellotape and string holding stuff together. Yep, so I'm going to be 45 on Tuesday. What am I going to do? Well, nothing special really. It's just an ordinary day. I remember Mum and Dad, when I was a boy, they used to go to so much effort to make Christmases and birthdays special for myself and my sister. Always made an enormous amount of effort. There would be cakes. There'd always be a cake, a bit of special food and something like that. And myself, I think, and my sister as well, we used to turn our noses up at that. And certainly in later teenage years, we'd be sort of kind of trying to find ways to get out of it. I wonder why. Because, of course, now, you know, and nothing I would like better than Mum, well, it was usually Dad, he'd light the candles on the cake and walk in from the kitchen. And all the lights would go out and everyone would sing happy birthday. And as a child, you used to sit there in embarrassment. But not now. It wouldn't happen now. And, of course, it can't happen now. So there we are. If we're going to any children listening at the moment, and your mum and dad does a birthday special for you, enjoy it. Because once it's gone, and that's it. Can't bring it back again. So my birthday on when is it, the 5th? It's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. Not really looking forward to that, I suppose. No, none of us like to get any older, do we? Now, I've been rather good. Oh, 2 bad experiences yesterday. 2 bad experiences, which I've written down on a little post-it note. Right. Bad experience number 1. On the way to Brighton yesterday. I'm sorry. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I went into a petrol garage to buy a sandwich. Oh, I was hungry. Please. I'm getting empty. I'm getting thinner and thinner before your very eyes. I was so hungry. So I thought I'll have one of those sandwiches. And I bought a deep fill, bacon, lettuce and tomato. Oh, it's okay. It wasn't one of the expensive ones. This was, I think, about £2.50, something like that. That's okay for a deep fill. I've told you before, some of those sandwiches are nearly £4, which is outrageous. I'm not paying that for 2 bits of bread and a piece of processed meat, dear. It's a liberty, that's what it is. We're not paying that. But this was about £2.50, which is kind of on the higher end of what I'd pay for a sandwich, right? Let me just have a little sniff. So you can't hear me doing that, do you? I throw my little button. Oh, it's rude to sniff in public. So I had this sandwich, and I was eating it, and at first I thought, oh, this is nice. And then after about halfway through the first piece, because it was cut into 2 pieces like triangles. Yes, little triangles they were cut into. About halfway through the first piece, I thought, oh, this is a bit, I don't know, what's the word? Well, basically, it just tasted like it had about half a pot of mayonnaise on it. Now, I don't mind a bit. Blimey, I mean, it was absolutely caked in mayonnaise. I did finish it. Well, you don't like to waste things, do you? But that was on the way to my job in Brighton on Friday. And while I remember standing there DJing. Incidentally, someone did talk to me on Saturday. Oh, yes. Actually, I had 2 people that I thought were interested. You see? It's not all over at 22 after all, is it? 2 people were talking to me. I think they were interested. Oh, yes. Anyway, so I'm standing there DJing, and I thought, oh, I wish I hadn't eaten that now. I felt like I put on about 3 stone in weight. Oh, it's awful. Absolutely caked in mayonnaise. So that was bad experience number... Oh, talking of weight, shall I weigh myself today? We haven't done that for a while, have we? Interestingly enough, you know my digital scales, the ones that never seem to give the right weight, I did do myself on there the other day. First of all, now get this, first of all with a pair of slippers on, and that was, I think, 12 stone 4. And then I took the slippers off, and it was 12 stone 2. Those slippers weighed 2 pounds. I mean, God knows how much my tracksuit bottoms weigh. It's got to be at least a stone now, isn't it? 14 pounds. Right, let me weigh myself. I haven't got the digital scales up here. They're downstairs. But, 1 minute. This is the beauty of being able to do the show in your own house. We're not in any stuck-up radio studio anyway. Oh, not allowed to eat, not allowed to drink, not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. Oh, no, it's all here, isn't it? In fact, hang on, let me weigh myself first or I forget. Right, mechanical scales, right? I don't know if you're going to be able to, if you're watching this, I don't know if you can, will you be able to see that if I'm, no, I don't want to risk that. Right, so that's, what is that? Well, that's just under it. That's just under 12 stone on there, so that's good. Do you want me to take my clothes off? No, I'm not doing that. No, bad people. So there we are. 11 stone. It's around about 11 stone 13. So it's back on course again after that little hiccup just after the Christmas period, as it always does. So that was the first bad experience. Second bad experience was Saturday morning. Yes, this morning. And there I am. I get to bed very late on a Saturday, 7 o'clock. And this morning, round about, would it have been about 11? Okay? I don't usually get up on a Saturday till about 1 o'clock. About 11 o'clock Saturday morning, the door went. I thought, well, it'll only be the postman. Now, sometimes I'll even turn the bell off so that the postman doesn't wake me off. But he knows, doesn't wake me up rather. Did I say wake me off? Wake me up. Not wake me off, wake me up. Now, the postman, he doesn't normally knock on a Saturday because he knows what time I get in. And he says, he's knocking on the door. I thought, oh, who's that? Because I was woken up. Honestly, I didn't get to sleep till about 8 in the morning. And then this bloke was knocking at 11. So I went down the stairs. Hello, mate, you got any old gold from the leaflet we posted earlier? And I thought, well, what blooming time did you post a leaflet? No, I haven't, mate. All right, thanks a lot. I thought, what a cheek. 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning is waking me up, asking for bits of gold? In here? You know there's no precious metals in here. We don't do antiques. We don't do bits of gold. I've never understood people, and I've mentioned this many times before, who walk around with all this metal on. What's it for? What does it do? Because, oh, it looks pretty. Well, might look pretty to thieves, dear. Oh, you must be mad, walking around with all those bits and pieces on it all the time. We don't need bits of metal hanging all over us. And how much does it all cost, dear, you see? So he thought he was going to get some bits of gold out of me for nothing. No, I haven't got any, so goodbye. So that was my second bad experience. So 2 bad experiences today. Oh, where would it all end? Let's have better experiences by going to emails, shall we? Oh, first of all, my friend Anthony. Now, I don't know if this programme was a worldwide thing, but it was certainly here in the UK Very, very good programme years ago in the 70s called Catweazle. Anyone remember that? Can't remember the actor's name. Was it Richard Bran? Oh, what was his name? I can't remember the actor's name, but excellent TV series, which I do have on DVD. Recently it came out. Interestingly enough, there's a young boy who was... Catweazle was a tramp. And he used to live in a water... what are those things? You know the big water tanks on that stand up high? He used to live in one of those. Yeah, a disused one, obviously. Not one with full of water. And he had a friend, I can't remember his friend's name, it might have been Joe, and he was a young boy, and they used to get up to all sorts of mischief together. Well, the young boy, he's over 50 now. Can you believe that? He's over 50 years old, that lad. Anyway, they look like they're going to be bringing back the programme. It was ever so good, children's programme. Here's the story. Move over Doctor Who and hold fire Robin Hood. Catweazle is on its way back to our screens. I'm looking forward to this. Veteran producer Paul Knight is working on reviving the time-travelling 11th century magician who first appeared on ITV, which is one of the TV stations here in the UK, in 1970. 2000. My God, that's 38 years ago. That's... I don't know what to say. 38 years ago, 1970. The Normans didn't like his wizardry ways, so Catweazle, this is the story part of it, jumped into a lake with his toad friend, because he had a little toad. That was his pet. And he used to walk around with it in his pocket. With his toad friend Touchwood, and found himself 900 years in the future, the 20th century, no less. Now, people who know the writer, whose past family viewing successes also include the excellent Black Beauty. Do you remember that? Oh, I love them. Oh, I've got the music to that somewhere. Just a minute. Do you want to hear a bit? Oh, I love that. Da, 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 da. Let me see if I've got this here. Oh, there it is. Right, have a listen to this. Lovely piece of music this is. I won't play it all. I'll play a little bit of it. Theme music to Black Beauty, right? Do you like it? Anyway, he wrote that as well. He wrote Black Beauty. What else did he do? Let me see. Dick Turpin. I never saw that. Robin of Sherwood and London's Burning. And he says the project is still in its early stages. So I do hope so. Thank you for that, Anthony. News on Catweazle. You can, in fact, buy the old series now on DVD, which I've got downstairs. I tend to watch these things when I'm ill, which fortunately isn't very often. You know, if I get a cold or flu or something like that. Oh, I've just banged my elbow. I always do that, don't I? Always bang my elbow. A cold or flu or something like that, I'll start putting on endless DVDs if I'm stuck at home. But Catweazle available, as I say, on 2 DVDs, that one, or at least it was this time last year. I think it was around about this time last year I bought it. Anyone else remember that or see that Catweazle? Oh, it's fantastic. Let me know. There's an email address. If you ever want to join in the show, please feel free to do so. We don't do instant emails here on United Kingdom Talk. Sometimes you wait a few shows for them to come up, okay? But please, please feel free to join in at any time with the email address chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I was looking at one of the older shows and I was asking you if you thought sound was heavier than air. And then I became aware that I went off onto another subject and never came back to it again. How stupid am I? No, I only ask because I've moved the position of the microphone. Now, the reason I moved the position of the microphone was because it kept hanging down in the way of the little camera. So now it's below me. It's it's kind of just about below me. It used to be above me, now it's below me. Now, my question is, does sound go down, or does it go up? Which? Or doesn't it do either? Does it like radiate in all directions at the same time, like radiation? Is my voice radioactive? I mean, maybe it is. But yes, does the sound go down? In which case, is this a better position for the microphone? Or would it be better up here? Would it pick up more up there or down there? Or doesn't it matter? If you are a technical expert, let me know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Hang on, I just got to blow my nose. That's better. So you didn't hear that, did you? I flick my switch when you do that. Chris, or when I do that, rather. That. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Is sound heavier or lighter than air, or doesn't it matter? Is it all the same? In which case, does it really matter where the microphone is? I don't know. Any technical whiz kids out there for that one? All right, let me know. Now, what about James Dean? Now, James Dean, yes, you know James Dean. Always mentioning him. Now, apparently, well, I say apparently, he did speak to me on the phone. It was round about Saturday last week, because he does the matinee show, or matineeshow.co.uk, isn't it, his show, which he does on Tameside Radio, up north, Manchester. And he said, will you be in at 3 o'clock next Sunday, which is when he does his show? I said, yes. He said, oh, do you fancy a little talk on the phone after 3 o'clock about your show? I said, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so Sunday comes. Fortunately, I wasn't sitting there doing nothing, because I did have that date, which I've still not told you about, have I? I am going back 2 weeks here, to be honest. It's not last week, it's the week before, I think it was. Was it? Hang on. No, it was last week. I lie, it was last week. What am I going on about? Oh, yes, the phone call was a little bit more than a week ago. But he said, will you be in after 3? So I said, yes, that's no trouble at all. Oh, good. We'll talk on the phone then. I said, OK. So Sunday came. I'm sitting there watching a film with someone, which was actually called The Flood. Good DVD to get that one, The Flood, which is all about London flooding. All due to, of course, climate change, or some wave that comes down and it goes right up the Thames and floods London. Fantastic film. Really very good film. It says Flood, a city on the brink of annihilation, all right? Quite good to get that one. The special effects are actually quite good in it. Well worth a see, The Flood. So I was sitting there with my date, watching The Flood. And I thought, well, it's just after 3 o'clock now. I expect James Dean will ring me now. Yes, James Dean is host of the Matinee Show. He does this show with Madam Aries, his co-host, and they play old show tunes and have a little bit of a banter as well. It all works quite well. Quite a popular show. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, so it's gone 3 o'clock. 3:15, 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock. I thought, well, am I going to be rung? Nothing happens. So it got later on, and it was time for me to go to work. So we got out of the house, jumped in the car. I dropped him off, and I got to work. And after I dropped him off, I thought I'll ring James Dean on the way in. So I rung him, and he says, "Hello, dear." That's how he answers the phone. "Oh, hello, dear." He says, "Oh, sorry we didn't ring you. Only someone else turned up early." Someone else? "Oh, yes, that's it. Push me to the side, dear. It's obviously someone more important than me." Well, let me tell you, dear, this Sunday, I don't think I'm going to be available at all. I'm going to be so busy. Busy. Please don't ring, dear James, because I'm going to see some more important people than you. All right? How dare you push me to the side like that? What a liberty. Please move over for someone more important. I know that's the general attitude. I understand that. Thank you very much, my friend friend James Dean. Oh, yes. Friend when it suits you, dear. That's what it is, isn't it, eh? What a liberty. Friend when it suits you. He'd be on the phone in a couple of days, wanting something else. Could you send this? Could you send that? Oh, I mean, the trouble I go to for that boy. Trying to make sure he does his little show okay. For the people of Tameside. But me, it doesn't matter. Someone more important came along. I suppose they were on the television or something like that, were they? Eh? Don't worry about me, sitting here all alone. So there we are. James Dean, he couldn't have a quote. He couldn't, quote, fit me in. Huh? Couldn't fit me in, he says. Sorry, we couldn't fit you in. Yes, all fair enough. Thank you very much. So that's that. The date, you want to know the date, don't you? Because we had the pizza. Well, on the Sunday, he came over and I cooked dinner. Yes? Oh, I'm all right as a cook. I'm okay, not too bad. And I did him roast beef. What's his name? Oh, I don't know. Do you want to know his name? Ricky. Ricky! All right, Ricky. Ricky, yes. And he's nearly 30, so a bit younger than me. Aren't they all? Stop it now. Stop it. And, yeah, we had a roast beef dinner, and I did roast potatoes and vegetables. And it was very nice. And as I say, we watched the film The Flood, had a bit of a chin wag, and it was all very pleasant, really. And dropped him home, and that was it. I haven't seen him yet since. Just a time issue, really. But I've had a couple of phone calls, so, you know, I'll keep you fully informed. But listen, don't be telling anyone about this, all right? I don't mind sharing stuff with you, but it's the others. You know, they're always gossiping and all this business. We don't like the gossiping, dear. Oh, you never hear me gossip about anyone, do you? Be honest now. Not a word to anyone. Just you and me, and that's it. Don't tell anyone. Now, the email to the programme, again, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'm ticking off things here, right? Because the other night I was at work. Because sometimes, and again, don't tell anyone this. There's no one listening. Sometimes at certain jobs, at certain places that I DJ at, I do get a bit bored. A bit. That's an understatement. Sometimes you go, oh, God. I mean, you shouldn't say it, should you, really? The job I do, the main job I do, club DJ. I shouldn't be telling you that I get bored. Don't think it's as glamorous as you think it is, DJing. It's not. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, my God, I can't wait to go home. And you can have a floor full of people and thinking, oh, shh. Yeah, it can be a little bit like that. Especially if you understand that I'm playing the same records all the time. So, you know, that's the way it is, really. Sometimes we get a bit bored. Now, cholesterol level. Cholesterol level. Oh, that's what I was just about to tell you. I do write a list of things, and I start thinking of things that I started talking about and then forgot to carry it on. So I've got a little list here of things. Shall we just have a little one of these? Just a minute now. Where are we? What one do you want? This one. Here we are.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Yes, welcome along. If you've just switched on, you're a bit late. You've missed the best part of the show. You missed the competition. We gave away cars, houses, everything today. There's none of those how low auctions on this programme, dear. You just email in when we have a prize, and I just send it. There's no question. You haven't got to guess anything. We just give it. We don't make any money on this programme, you know. It's all give. This programme, United Kingdom Talk, needs to be a registered charity. I think that might be a good idea. We could have a Blue Peter appeal. Blue Peter is a TV programme here in the UK. And every Christmas they have an appeal. And you send in all sorts of things. Sometimes it's stamps. Sometimes bits of silver paper. I mean, Mum, when I was a child, Mum used to get ever so annoyed at me. She'd have a chicken in the oven. halfway through it, I'd be peeling off the silver foil, trying to send it off to... She said, well, what are you doing? I've got to send this to Blue Peter. John Noakes has told me to send in all my silver paper. She said, but what about the chicken? I said, what about the silver paper, dear? Anyway, so I sit here writing things down, you see. And one of the other things I was telling you about was my cholesterol level. I haven't told you still yet what happened, have I? So, well, at least I don't think I have. I'm not starting to repeat myself again, am I? You know I'm going senile, don't you? Well, it's just one of those age things. You have to just accept it. You have to just accept it. My cholesterol level, had the thing done, forgot about it the first week, and week 2 I rang them up. Hello, it's Mr. Reardon. Could you tell me what my cholesterol level is, please? Yes, just a minute. And she says, oh, that's fine. She says, you've got nothing to worry about. It was fine. I said, oh, okay. I said, can you tell me the figures? And she says to me, the receptionist, who is quite nice. All the receptionists are all right. You always get these stories, don't you, about people who, or receptionists that they say are really awful and you can't get appointments and things like that for you. The receptionists at our doctors are fine. Never had a problem with them at all. She says, if I want to know the figures, then I will have to go and see the doctor, or possibly ask him the figures next time I'm there. I said, okay. I said, well, can you give me some clue? She says, well, yes. She said, your readings were very low. She said, put it this way, you could probably have a full fried English breakfast twice a week and it wouldn't bother you. So how good is that? You see, it's all down to the fitness, the jogging, the swimming, and the reasonably good eating. Except for last night when I had that sloppy sandwich. Oh. Now I was hungry at the time, but now I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking, oh, that was horrible. I won't have, I'm saying now to you I won't have one of those, but I bet I do at some point. So that's my cholesterol level, and I've now dropped my pen. Let me get another one. I'm not going to bend down in front of you because then you can see my bald spot. Right, hang on. Let me just cross this out here. Cholesterol level done. Having a problem at... Oh, we should do emails now, I think, yes. We'll do emails, because lots of those again. I want to... I am kind of... My New Year's resolution to you was to try and bring every email up within a week, but it's not happening, is it? I know it's not happening. Because you're so kind and send in lovely emails, which I love, please don't stop sending them in. I do tend to fall a little bit behind with them. You see, I could probably do shows now just on emails, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. That's just cheating. You've got to have something else to talk about rather than rely on people all the time. Anyway, here we go then. First of all, from George in Salford, who sends a picture of a cat. I don't know if this is his cat or not, actually. But he says it's the cutest cat in the world. Well, I beg to differ, if you don't mind me saying so, George. My cat is the cutest cat in the world. So thanks very much for sending a picture of your cat in. Anything you want to send in at all, pictures of cats, dogs, whatever, your pet budgerigar. I know Ross P, regular listener and well, not so regular correspondent. Not now he's got a girlfriend. Oh, no. Yeah, years ago. Oh, did you hear that? Do you know what that was? I just bit the top of the pen and it broke in my mouth. Oh, I could have had my tongue out then. Oh, I saw a horrible video once. Oh, it was awful. And this bloke had his tongue cut off. Oh, can you imagine that? And it was gone. Awful. Back to Ross P. Yeah, he used to write regularly to this programme. Then he'd get a girlfriend, and I was dumped. So it's twice I've been dumped now. Once for a Spice Girls concert, and once by Ross P for his girlfriend. It's just one after the other. I'm just rejected all over. Rejected all the time. There's no hope. There really is no hope. Anyway, thank you for that one. Picture of your little cat there. You didn't tell me the name, George. What's the name of this girl? Oh, bless. She needs to be picked up and cuddled. We love our pets, don't we, eh? Hi to Voodoo Mick. Now, Voodoo Mick, I named him that because he does tarot cards, which we might have him on the show at some point. And that'd be a little bit of fun there. Tarot card, we're going to do a tarot card reading for me on air. Remember, it's just a little bit of fun, OK? And Voodoo Mick has become a regular listener to the programme. Greetings, Voodoo Mick. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the 2 apple pies I bought from McDonald's, weren't we? Now, remember, one of my New Year's resolutions is not to visit fast food restaurants more than 10 times this year. And so far, I have been once. And that was only to buy 2 apple pies. But Voodoo Mick quite rightly points out that I lied to you, boys and girls. Can you ever forgive me? I want you to feel that you could trust me with your life. Do you feel like that? Well, after I've told you this, I'm not sure that you will be able to trust me again. Are you ready? In a previous programme, I told you that I went and bought 2 pies from McDonald's. 2 little apple pies. Now, you know, apple pies are a great favourite of mine, don't you? You do know that, don't you? You do know. Out of all the puddings in the world, apple pies with nice soft pastry, not the hard, soft pastry, are possibly my favourite puddings. Voodoo Mick quite rightly points out that it was him who went to McDonald's and bought the apple pies. It wasn't me after all. I don't know if you can forgive me for wrongly divulging that wrong information. But remember, I am 45 on Tuesday. Please don't spoil my birthday. Please don't spoil my birthday with nasty emails telling me that you don't love me anymore because I lied to you. But I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't lie on purpose. I forgot. So, Voodoo Mick says, you never bought those 2 apple pies from McDonald's. I chuffing well got them. Chuffing. That's a good word, isn't it? Chuffing. Credit where it's due. Yes, thank you, Voodoo Mick. But hang on a minute. Did I give you the money for them? I mean, you only went and got them. It's not like you bought them with your own money, is it? When have you ever bought me anything? Never even so much as offered me a drink, dear. What a liberty. Oh, it doesn't matter. The fact that I don't drink is neither here nor there, dear. I like to be offered a drink. Don't worry about me sitting there dehydrating on a stage in front of everyone. No one loves me. No one loves me. So thank you, Voodoo Mick. Carl in Yorkshire, wants to know about the video side of things. How am I now managing to get the whole show in one go up without splitting it into 3 parts? Ah, well, on YouTube, there is such a thing called a director's account. Oh, I feel quite superior now I said that. And I have a director's account. Oh, I feel ever so superior. Do you? Oh, no, you won't do, will you? Because you haven't got a director's account. I have a director's account. How much does it cost? Oh, it's free. It is free. All right. But once you have one of those, you can use the YouTube uploader, where you can upload any file size up to 1 gig. It's huge, isn't it? 1 gig. Now, this program in video format is about 250 meg altogether. I think I've got that right. Oh, I'm sure you can check yourself. So I use the video uploader, up it goes, and then that's all sorted. Good, isn't it? So there you are. That answers your technical question, Carl. Now, who are we going to hear from now? Oh, it's Toby. Hello, Toby. Now, Toby is in Japan. Hi, Toby. It says, hello, Chris. I'm Toby from Japan. From Fukuoka. I think that's how you say it. And I thought you were sending me bad words, but I've looked it up on the internet and it does actually exist. So fair enough, you know. I know different countries, different words. I understand that. Talking of different countries, different words, and of course different customs. I am informed, I didn't see this programme myself. I wrote this down somewhere, just a second. Where are we now? Oh yes. I'm informed that there were people on the television a couple of days ago eating rats. Is that right? And people say, oh, I don't know how they can eat rats. Well, what's the difference between them eating rats and us eating chickens? No difference at all, I suppose, is there? I mean, can you get diseases from eating rats? Mind you, can get diseases from eating bad chicken if it's not cooked properly, can't you? So, customs are customs, aren't they, really? What is, have you got anything unusual is eaten in your country? Wherever you're listening or watching? What is a typical meal in your country? What would be sort of a Sunday meal? Now here in the UK, a Sunday meal would be something roast, like roast chicken or roast beef with roast potatoes, carrots and peas and gravy. That would be a typical Sunday dinner here in the UK. What would be a typical Sunday dinner in your country? I'd like to know. By email, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, Toby says, I'm a big fan of yours, having listened to your programme for half a year. I'm listening very slowly, again and again. Is that because you're trying to learn English? Because I have to say, your email is very, very well written. Very well written. Right now, I've just started listening to the 2007 programmes. You mentioned your birthdays in February. Just in case I forget, let me give you a greeting ahead. I want to complain a little bit about the way you put your file names, because my computer doesn't sort it in day, month, year way. So it's... How do you do... Oh, I see, yes. So it's tedious to sort out the files and listen to your programme according to the right time order. So that's interesting there. Yeah, of course, I suppose Japan. Do you do yours as month, date, year? See, because here in the UK, that's how we do it here in the UK. It's date, month, year. So I understand why you're having the problems there. He then says, I've seen a picture of your boy. He's quite handsome. How long have you had the relationship? Well, I haven't got a relationship. Well, there might be one starting, but that must have been an old picture of an old flame that you saw there, I would guess. I'm just assuming. Toby goes on to say, I'm 24 years old. I used to be a boy of someone. Okay, someone's boyfriend. When I was in America, he was about 13 years older than me. What's that, 24, 34, 35, 36, 37? Oh, that's all right. He helped me out to get driving licenses. What, you mean he taught you to drive? So that's very good. Oh, that's good. You know, when you have relationships and they help each other along like that. Now, he then goes on a bit more. Some stuff here, I can't read some of this out, Toby. It's very personal. I can't read this out. Absolutely not. My word. You tell me what you like. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. And that's it, really. I don't think I can read any more of this. He's had girlfriends as well. Can't decide which way he wants to turn. Well, you know, it will come eventually. Don't worry about that. Don't rush anything. How old are you? 24. Still a little boy. You're still a young boy, mate. And it takes you a while. You might go one way, you might go the other. You just never know, okay? So don't worry too much about it. And don't be don't be forced one way or the other by other people. I often find some of my, well, certainly one of my friends who was, oh, I've got an itchy ear again now. Excuse me. Oh, itch, itch, itch. There we are. You see, of course, I was married to a woman years ago, and that went wrong, and then I went the other way. Similarly, one of my friends, who was always with other boys, in his 40s, met a woman and got married. So don't worry too much about not knowing which way to go. You just be yourself and let things come as they are. Don't worry too much. But don't be pressured into being one way or the other. I certainly know some of the gay boys, if they find that someone's not quite sure, oh yeah, he is, leave him alone until he's made up his own mind. There's nothing worse than that. People trying to pressure you into doing something that, or being someone that perhaps you aren't. I've had that done to me a few times, and it's not pleasant. It can go terribly, terribly wrong if you are pressured into being someone that you're not. Has happened to me a couple of times. Certainly not by my parents. I had the best parents in the world. They went along with most things that I was or wanted or did. Wasn't my parents. Other people. I won't go into it. Other people have pressurised me. And a couple of things went terribly, terribly wrong because I wasn't strong enough to stand up to that pressure, and I just went along with it. Terrible, terrible mistakes. 2 of them. So don't be pressurised into anything, Toby, all right? You go when you're ready. Meantime, just go out there and find out about the world. There's lots of lovely people in there. I'm a great believer in you fall in love with the person, not what they are or how old they are. You fall in love with the person. Don't worry about what they are. All right? Let's hear from... Oh, have we got to play another little jingle? Here we go. I like to shove a couple of these in here now and again. I mean, they cost enough money, dear.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon.
It certainly is. It's United Kingdom Talk. The email to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, look who it is. It's young Amy. We haven't heard from Amy for ages. Excuse me. Amy is a school teacher in Nebraska, USA. Hi, Chris. It's been a while since I've written to you. Sorry about that. Don't you worry about me here. Amy, you say sorry, but do you really mean it? Here I am, sitting here all alone. And then suddenly the emails dry up. There's just nothing left. Nothing. Do you know what I can smell at the moment? Amy, at the moment I am smelling my dinner downstairs. Because it's quite late at the moment here. And I've got beef stew using my slow cooker. Do you know, have you heard any of the older slows? I've got a slow cooker now. It was ever so cheap. £7 is all I paid for that from Asda. How do they do it? We were talking about this on another show. I actually went to Asda on Thursday. My God, I can't believe some of the bargains they've got in there. Now, I don't want to turn this into an advert for Asda or anything, but I'm just going to tell you, I got 6 tins of Heinz baked beans for £3. 6 tins of Heinz soup, I think that was £2. 4 pot noodles for £2, something like that. And you know, you're kind of putting this stuff in your basket, and it just is beyond me how they sell things at such cheap prices. Unbelievable. You see, different supermarkets are good for different things. Now, if you go to Sainsbury's or Tesco's, they tend to be quite good. There's always seems to be a special offer in there on the booze. You know, the drink, spirits or whatever like that. Now, I'm not a drinker. I don't drink at all. But I do buy booze as part of the prizes for the bingo night at the Golden Lion every Monday. Now, there are bingo photographs. If you're new to the show, you won't know about this. I do host a night at the Golden Lion in King's Cross, London, every Monday night between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight called Bingo. It's our version of bingo. You can have a look at it more on a specially set up site I did, www.bingay.com. Right, bingay.com, bingay.com. And I go for spirits usually, and Tesco's and Sainsbury's usually are better on the spirit side of things than Asda. But Asda are fantastic for food. And I bought two, I don't know what you call them, like plastic things full of diced braising steak for £6, two of those. And that's what's cooking at the moment. I've got, is it braising steak? Yeah. Is it? Stewing steak, sorry, stewing steak. I've got stewing steak in there. I've got, what else now? Peas, carrots, peppers rather, and mushrooms, and I think I've got beef gravy in there this time. I just put the powder, put the water on, turned on the slow cooker, and I switched that on this morning at 9 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock this morning. What time did I do that? Let me think. No, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock when I got in. I got in around about 6:30, and I put all the stew in the pot, turned it on because it's a slow cooker, and it's now, what time now? And I should be having that around about 11 o'clock, hopefully, just after I finish the show. Fantastic, isn't it? Great. You've got to get a slow cooker, Amy. Have you got one? I know people say, oh, how long does that take? Oh, yeah, but all the meat becomes tenderised, the vegetables are lovely, and everything's had enough time for the juices to flow into each other. Oh, it's beautiful. You've got to try, got to get a slow cooker, Amy. Anyway, Amy says, it's been a while since I've written to you, so sorry about that. You know how it goes. Life is busy. Yeah, I do actually. I know exactly what you mean, my darling. I am fighting for time all the time. Give you an example. As I said to you, today I got in at 6:30. I didn't get to bed till 8 o'clock because even when I got in at 6:30, I had things to do. I had washing up to do. Now, usually I do the washing up before I go to work, but I didn't have time last night. I was running a bit late. Again, because of things I've been doing all day long. So I did the washing up, I made the stew, and then I came in the office, done a little bit of work here, had to upload the stuff to YouTube. There's always something to do. Always something to do. Deal with a few emails from lovely people. And I know exactly what you mean. Life is busy. There is no way enough time for me to do everything. There really isn't. And so that's it. She says, I do still listen to you, though. Got behind for a while, but I'm still here. Well, as long as you're still there, my dear. Oh, let me just move back a bit. My foot's gone to sleep now. Oh, it hurts. Oh, let me put it down. I've got my feet on a poufet, but I had one leg over the other. You could call it a leg over, I suppose. I don't know. Stop it now. She says, anyway, I heard you talk about hiccups the other day. I hate those, don't you? Can you do it? Shall we hiccup together? Ready? Come on, all together now. Go on, hiccup with me. Anyway, I heard your talk show about hiccups the other day, and I have a story you might like. I was teaching the other day, and one of my high-energy boys had the hiccups. He kept saying, I have the hiccups, and he was hiccuping really loud. Oh, I wish you had a recording of that. Was he going like that? Oh, I can't do it. Well, I went to the cabinet to get something, and as I was peeking in the cabinet, were you peeking? As I was peeking in the cabinet, I could see his shoe, so I knew he was right behind me. I turned at him and screamed, "Rah!" You have to understand, I'm not a quiet person. So when I yelled, "Rah!" at him, it was rather loud. I believe I also jumped at him a little. You know, they say if someone scares you, it makes your hiccups go away. Well, yeah, I do. I have heard that. Well, when I did that, it scared this poor kid so bad. Unfortunately, it also scared the pants off the rest of the class as well. They must have thought their teacher had gone mad, dear. Oh, how funny. They were all working on a maths paper, so it was nice and quiet at the time. Luckily, the kids are used to me, so they all know it was in fun, and they laughed about it for the long time, and it did get rid of the kids' hiccups. Fantastic. Yeah, your classroom must think you're mad, Amy. I mean, should the people of America have people like you teaching them? I'm a bit concerned, to be honest. Yeah, we love it. Take care from Amy in Omaha. Thank you, Amy. Lovely to hear from you, my darling. I do hear from your parents occasionally as well, so, I mean, that's lovely, that is. Thanks, Amy, for that. Hello to, it's our friend Wayne Anonymous. Remember we spoke to him at Christmas? Wayne, you've been a bit quiet recently. I'm starting to get concerned. James Dean tells me that you're always emailing him. Have you defected? Have you defected to James Dean's programme? It's a liberty, that's what it... You see, this is what he does, you see, James Dean. He doesn't actually do any work himself. He watches people like me, and then he goes round and tries to hoover up all the listeners. I mean, the ones that are faithful and loyal to me, he doesn't get them. But I'm starting to wonder, Wayne, have you defected to the matinee show? I mean, where's it all going to end? Wayne says, hello, Chris. Having considered the possible reasons for a jingle being played every 20 minutes, as it was, okay, a few shows ago, I did say to you, have you noticed how now we're playing a jingle every 20 minutes instead of every once, halfway through? And I said, does anyone know why that is? Anonymous says, I resorted to asking the advice of my friend Dr. Watson. We have concluded that due to your advanced age and you taking frequent bathroom breaks, there is also a slight possibility that the YouTube video can only be recorded in 20-minute segments. May we suggest that you limit your intake of tea or other liquids 4 hours prior to recording your programme. Bye for now from Anonymous. Nothing to do with toilet breaks. It was, in fact, you're quite right, it was, in fact, due to YouTube and the fact that, quite rightly, you could only upload the so much around about 20 minutes. But I've now got round that problem, and on closer investigation into YouTube, I found that I can, in fact, upload the whole lot in one go, as you may have, as many people have noticed now, which is a hell of a lot easier, isn't it? You don't want to be clicking part one, oh, I've got to click part two, oh, I've got to click part... You just want to click it once and watch the whole thing, don't you? Excuse me. So that's it. So now it's all working and all hunky-dory, and we only have to do it once. And actually, it's a hell of a lot less work if you only have to do it once. So now, although I'm still playing two or three jingles a show, they aren't really required now. They were before, because what I would do is I would be talking away, and then I'd leave a little gap like this, and then play a jingle. Now, where the gap was, I would stop the original recording, because we don't record this in 3 parts at all. Do the whole lot in one go. Do the whole lot in one go. And let's, of course, if you're listening on radio, of course, you may be listening live, depending on which station you're listening on. But certainly, the video side of things is recorded, and that's why I would leave. I'd do it like this, wouldn't I? You know, I'd be talking away, and then I'd be talking about leaving a bit of a gap.
from the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon.
See, and the point is, where that gap was, I would then stop the recording and cut it there, and then the next part would start with the jingles. So that was the whole idea of doing that. All right, Anonymous. Let's see. Strange email here from Lily. Hello, Lily. Or it could be William James. I'm not sure. It says, this life is worth living, we can say, since it is what we make it. William James. That's all it says. Thank you for that one. Colette. Few emails here from Colette. Mark S. sent me something a while ago. I'll have to hold on to those till the next show. All right. But hello to Sheila as well. Young Sheila, how are you, my darling? Hello, Chris. I was listening to your show and heard you talking about the British comedies. My personal favourite is Waiting for God. Do you know I've not actually seen that, Sheila? Is that about the older people and they're, you know, on the way to the sort of, you know, getting very old? Waiting for God show is a perfect laugh at the end of the day. I also enjoy the Monty Python movies. Yeah, so do I. And she says, I do know Are You Being Served and Keeping Up Appearances. It's Bouquet, not Bucket. Yeah, that's right, that's the one. I enjoy these as well. Also watch Absolutely Fabulous and Footballers' Wives. I watched that but I can't get them anymore. I do enjoy watching the BBC. So thank you, Sheila. She says, I wonder at times while I was born in the States. And that's it. Colette, I'll have to read these on the next show. And Mark, of course. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget the email address. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on the next show. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.